So I'm back. But yeah, so as I was saying, the spiritual journey internal is important, learning how to become more spiritually in tune and aware of your spiritualness is going to be very vital. As a Pisces moon, naturally you are already spiritual and you have psychic abilities, you feel what I'm saying? 100%. The odds of you having psychic abilities are very high. Um, and this is like you have a moon in Pisces in the 8th house, but then like the sun in Taurus in of itself is a very um, like not the sun in Taurus, but Taurus in of itself is a sign, that deals with it's a sign that deals with like being physically tuned, like Virgo, not Virgos, Tauruses, because they're so sensitive or sensual, right? Their senses are heightened. They like they their senses extend beyond like just seeing things, but like just even seeing energy. Like psychosymmetry, which is like, for example, the ability to touch something, and kind of like Raven, but Raven is more like clairvoyance, like that show that's so Raven from Disney. But it's like psychokinesis is like, for example, like this crystal right here, right? Like me touching this crystal, and then me having ability to tap into it and receive the information that's stored within this crystal. You feel what I'm saying? Because crystals do hold information, or like, you feel what I'm saying. So that's what psychosymmetry is. But we have psychosymmetry, which is the ability to touch something and tap into its history. We have um, post cognizance, which is the ability to perceive future events that are yet to take place. You feel what I'm saying? And Pisces is very like inclined with this, and it's like with your moon being in the 8th house, like prophetic abilities to prophesize things to happen in the future, or even possible, in the sense that see Pisces. So see, Pisces is very tuned into the spiritual plane, and like with you having your moon in Pisces in the 8th house, it's like you need to learn to become aware spiritually, and that's just you becoming aware of like the most, like not even the most dominant thoughts and emotions inside of you, but just like how you feel. Because like people think that the spiritual world is outside of us, but actually it's inside of us. You feel what I'm saying? And actually, like everything in this physical world, it belongs to the material world, and it's like we're tuned into the material world, so we're in a channel, and the channel is the material world. And it's like, in order for us to get into the spiritual world, we need to tune into a different channel. You feel me? So as long as you're here, you have to understand that everything is physical. Like the spiritual doesn't exist outside, because everything outside is physical. You feel what I'm saying? But understanding that it's actually inside of us. Like the spiritual world is within us, and the fact that when you close your mind, you actually not close your mind, close your eyes and redirect your focus to your mind. You actually channel into the inner realm, which is like the spirit realm. You feel what I'm saying? This is why you have an ability to imagine and visualize and see a variety of things, have all these different experiences in your mind, because it's happening and it's taking place, but in the astral plane. You feel me? And so the reason it's important for you to tune in like that is because with you having your moon in the 8th house, the 8th house is a house that deals with enemies, haters, people that have ill intention towards you. So it's important for you to go within, and because Pisces deals with spiritual beings and the spirit world in general, and for you to reassess your spiritual companions and those spiritual beings that you have attracted and that you relate and associate with. You know, your moon shows that you've gone through a various amount of suffering and tremendous depth of your emotion, even like just, I don't know, like just probably being emotionally played with and tossed around and thrown around as if your emotions aren't that important. It's like, because that's what the moon, like moon in Pisces in the 8th house, it just signifies tremendous amounts of emotional suffering. You feel what I'm saying? That may have, that most likely stemmed from your upbringing and your relationship with your mother, or your lack of relationship with her. You feel what I'm saying? And so you see what happens is your energy attracts your soul tribe. And I mean your spirit tribe, you feel what I'm saying? And it's like what happens with that is that when you are negative, and because like I said earlier, the spirit realm is inside. If your inside is negative, in a sense you become like a vortex for other negative entities, and by being negative you transport yourself into that space of negativity where it's like a bad neighborhood, you know? It's a bad neighborhood, and you get preyed upon, and it's like as a result of being associated with these negative energies, you attract more misfortunes within to your life, you know? And it's like you have your moon in the deacon of Pisces that deals with sacrifice, you know, self-sacrifice specifically, and it deals, and this is the deacon of Pisces that is the Andromeda deacon, you know. And so this deacon, it deals with you, like just the fact that you have your sun in the 10th house, and this your sun in the 10th house, it indicates that, like I already talked about how you're powerful and you're a force to be reckoned with. It also indicates that you're here to change the world, like you're here to contribute and help change the world. You feel what I'm saying? And so yeah, and that is scary for a lot of people, because a lot of leaders have to be alone, you know, and the path of becoming who you're destined to be is a lonely path. I mean, but then there's other leaders like myself that you can collaborate with, you know, so it's not all that lonely. Because but most of it is like, because in becoming a leader you have to cultivate who you are. You have to cultivate your identity, and you have to find yourself, and you find yourself within deep isolation. And like I said, with your moon being in Pisces in the 8th house, it's actually a passage of a rite of passage for you to be alone, and but alone not from a destructive perspective, but alone from a transcendental and transformative perspective, alone from a place of diving inwardly and traveling into those inner realms within you. You feel what I'm saying? And learning and better understanding your spiritual makeup, and better understanding the fact that you are a spiritual being having this human experience. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, and so with your moon being here in the deacon of self-sacrifice, it very much does align with like it very much does align with like your sun being in the 10th house, which indicates you're supposed to lead and you are a leader. You feel me? And it's like, because I also have my sun in the 10th house, like you feel what I'm saying? So I understand this energy very much, and what is important is to, in a sense, ensure that your will is attached to a greater will, making your will God's will in a sense. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, like, but that's more your moon. Like with your moon being in Pisces, there was this strong desire for union, you know, union. And so there is a strong desire that expresses through a desire to want to be with a companion. You feel me? But ultimately, though, this union deals with you and a higher power, you know, and a greater cause. You feel what I'm saying? That really is what needs you to be unified with. And it's like the story of Andromeda, which is the constellation highlighting this deacon of self-sacrifice. Andromeda, you may have heard of her story. Because of her mother, Cassiopeia, and her claims of her strong beliefs about herself and her strong beliefs about her beauty, you know, and her allegations being directed towards Neptune, and because Neptune in, you know, the mythological world was known for having such beautiful, like I forget what they are, what they're called, the name, but they're technically like sea creatures, you know, like animal creatures, not animal, like mystical sea creatures, like women. And Neptune had the most beautiful of women. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like, see, your beauty might be enchanting, or there may be a uniqueness about your beauty. And this is because, like, you have your sun in Taurus, and Taurus is a very aesthetically pleasing sign. You feel me? They're very beautiful. And they enjoy and they like beauty and all that type of energy. You feel what I'm saying? But then you also have your moon in Pisces. And so Pisces' beauty is more like a type of beauty that's like fantasized. You know, like people may, I hope that makes sense. I don't want to go too deep into it. It's like, but yeah, you know, anyway, so, and that's why Neptune and beauty are associated. But it's like illusion though. Because Neptune is also the planet of illusion, you know, and it's like the thing with beauty is, because beauty is deeper than the surface, some people may be beautiful externally, but they're just so ugly internally, you know. Um, and so, but like that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about like you as a Pisces dwelling on the surface of things and kind of walking through life with rose-colored glasses and seeing things as perfect when in actuality that's just the surface. Now a tremendous there's tremendous power in being delusional, for real. But it's only reaped when you are constructively delusional, when you intentionally are delusional towards the things that you want to manifest into this reality. Because see, the thing about Pisces is they are very active in the spiritual plane, and their imagination is very, very active. And so the better you learn to utilize your imagination and visualization, then it's like when you're delusional and you go hard on it, because it's like, in order for you to attract something that doesn't exist in this physical world into the physical world, you have to stick with it long enough for it to start producing and portray itself as actions. You holding that thought, imagination, and emotion so much that you start to act in it. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, constructively being delusional is different, but just being delusional and it being random is destructive, not constructive. You feel me? Okay, now let's talk about so Andromeda. Because of these claims that Cassiopeia was making about her beauty and how she was more beautiful than, for lack of the correct term, we'll say, because she was claiming that she was more beautiful than Neptune's mermaids, Neptune was infuriated. He was angered. And so he sent a sea creature to go and destroy. To go and destroy. You feel what I'm saying? Destroy the kingdom of Cassiopeia. And so Andromeda, out of her strong desires and strong connection, with her kingdomship, you know, her family home or whatever, she had strong desires to want to save it. And so she selflessly sacrificed herself to the monster in order for her to save her kingdom. And so in her being selfless and doing something for the greater good of the community, the monster came, but Perseus, which is a constellation, and the first deacon of Aries, came her way. You feel me? And that really just signifies the fact that when you are in a line of positive energies and you have a genuine desire to want to help humanity, then it's like good things are attracted to you, because the deeper awareness and understanding of that is there's truly no separation between you and those around you. There's no separation between you and life in general. And that's what Pisces is inclined towards. And the greatest awareness and understanding that Pisces can attain, or it may be an unconscious awareness and understanding that nothing is separate and everything is connected. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that is the greatest awareness and understanding of Pisces. Pisces is the last sign you gotta keep in mind. with the last sign, you're definitely an ancient old soul. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, I have to say that I definitely do feel a connection with you. You feel what I'm saying? Um and like with you being a moon in Pisces, like a lot of the times, not every Pisces individual, but like certain Pisces individuals I feel connections with, and I would most definitely say that I feel like we're connected spiritually somehow, and most definitely, of course, we are, because that's why I'm here and I'm helping you dive into your spiritual path. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, it's definitely wonderful and beautiful. And I want to say, like, you attracting me and you working with me definitely is a expression of your spiritual growth and your attainment of new spiritual heights. You feel what I'm saying? So I definitely want to congratulate you on your spiritual expansion awareness. It's like we're in crucial times right now of shift, of energy, of shift and like separation, where it's like two worlds, right? Fear and love. It's like certain people who have done the work and who have transmuted energy and who have gotten more close with who they are in a space of love that can no longer like coexist with the fear and hate energies. You feel what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, and congratulate you on your spiritual maturization. But yeah, I would say that pretty much concludes the energies here. And we'll definitely dive deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually, we'll start having sessions where we do them over the phone, so then it can be more personal and I can give you more information and insight, that is more personal and tailored to you. You feel what I'm saying? But right now, I just feel like it's very important for us to decode your birth chart and get that out of the way before we get into anything else. You feel me? But anyways, without further ado, this has definitely been your birth chart. The first parts, we still have. So this is the first section, and I have 4 sections, and within the birth chart, So the full reading is $120, and so I broke it down to 4 sections because I noticed that some people couldn't afford to pay $120. But then this way, it also is like I can go deeper, as well, because whereas I'm not trying to just do the whole reading at once, there's time and space for me to give information and for you to receive information. You feel what I'm saying? So it's definitely nice. But yeah, so this has definitely been the first portion, right? And now we have to look at your outer planets. So we just looked at your inner planets. So your sun, your moon, and your ascendant. These are inner energies that are more influential to you as an individual and your character and your personality. Now we gotta look at the outer planets, which is Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and also Uranus. As these planets are also of importance. And we'll do that in the next reading, the next session. And so whenever you're ready, just send me the $30 again. And I will produce that information for you, and I'll start preparing for the notes. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, peace. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you received good guidance from it. I most 100% do hope so. And yeah, without further ado, I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day or night or now. It's always now, so have a beautiful, blessed now. All right, peace. Namaste.